As we are now on the road to WrestleMania, well established, and the days and weeks are dwindling, getting closer and closer to the big event, we're starting to really figure out what kind of card we're looking at for this year's grandest stage. And let's put it this way, it's a WrestleMania card. And with what's been going on with Raw lately, what's been going on SmackDown, the pay-per-views, it's shaping up to be quite a great WrestleMania with the great things we've been seeing as of late. More on that in a minute though, but first of all, welcome to John's Wrestling Views. I'm John. Thanks for tuning in. Great time to be watching wrestling right now for any wrestling fan, as the WrestleMania is now just 32 days away, just a month away. And quite a card that we have stacked up so far. Right now it's confirmed, well, it's looking like it'll be The Miz versus John Cena, at least according to storyline. It's going to be Edge versus Alberto Del Rio. It's going to be The Undertaker versus Triple H. Randy Orton versus CM Punk. Jerry the King Lawler gets his first ever WrestleMania match as he takes on Michael Cole. With Jack Swagger in Michael Cole's corner as he's training Michael Cole, so to speak, as the day gets closer and closer. And then there will be a special referee in that match of Michael Cole's choosing. That's that match. CM Punk and Randy Orton getting ready to have their match at WrestleMania. Randy Orton's facing each and every member of the Nexus through the next few weeks. If he loses to that member of the Nexus can be in CM Punk's corner at WrestleMania. However, if Randy Orton beats that member, they won't be at WrestleMania. So that's been going on. Last Monday we saw Randy Orton get a win over Michael McGillicuddy. So McGillicuddy's not going to be involved with that picture. Where I think it's going with that match is Randy Orton's going to take out he took out McGillicuddy. He's going to beat Otunga. He's going to, probably he'll even beat Mason Ryan. But you got to keep in mind that there's two other people in Nexus besides them. There's Husky Harris. We could see a return of him. Like, how's he going to play into the picture? Is he going to come back to have a match against Randy Orton, or is he just going to be on the injured reserve list? And let's not forget about Skip Sheffield. He's been out for quite some time with an ankle injury, and as we've been seeing lately, now's the time where everyone's making their returns, as we've seen The Rock is hosting WrestleMania, but we've also seen the return of The Undertaker. We've seen the return of Triple H. We've seen the return of, well, if you count Kelly, even though she was gone for 2 weeks, we've seen the return of Christian. We've seen the return of Evan Bourne. All these returns, I guess, Skip Sheffield's not as big of a name, but we could be seeing a Skip Sheffield return here soon, as he is a part of the Nexus. Definitely a wild card in that picture, if so be it. That's the Orton-CM Punk match. I don't know if we'll see Skip Sheffield or Husky Harris involved in a match against Randy Orton if they somehow show up at WrestleMania. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were telling me that they think CM Punk's going to find a way to find a loophole in this, so it doesn't make it look like Orton's got the distinct advantage. So let's see what happens. But the one thing everybody's talking about when it comes to WrestleMania is John Cena. Not John Cena and The Miz, but John Cena and The Rock. I've one of two thoughts on that. The Rock promises, that John Cena will see him again before WrestleMania. Looks like it'll actually be man-to-man this time, which, Rock, you're going to have to make an appearance actually at a show instead of being in your home filming yourself and showing it in front of the WWE Universe. One of two things can happen. The Miz keeps saying he doesn't want to be ignored. Alex Riley lost to John Cena in a cage match this last Monday on Raw, so Alex Riley was, as part of the stipulation, is fired more or less No longer a Miz's apprentice, but Miz, quite frankly, showing that he doesn't necessarily need Riley to make an impact. Hitting the skull-crushing finale on John Cena right after the cage match, before Cena had a chance to celebrate or do anything. So we could see a triple threat match between the three, but now I'm starting to lean more towards what we could see is John Cena and The Miz will be the main event of WrestleMania. John Cena will win, probably in record timing, and he will then call out The Rock, or The Rock will come out and challenge him. They'll have a match right then and there, and that will be the main event of WrestleMania. As, like I've said before, this is a match everyone wants to see, John Cena and The Rock. It would make much more sense to have the two of them face each other than having a triple threat match. I know Miz is tired of being ignored in this situation, but, there's only so much writers can do to make it really effective. As far as Edge and Del Rio, they have their contract signing this Friday on SmackDown. I was kind of bummed out to not see Christian this last Friday on SmackDown. I'm assuming, though, we'll see Christian this Friday. Christian's got to have a WrestleMania match. They aren't going to give him his return for nothing. My guess is that they'll either make it a triple threat match, put him with Edge and Del Rio, or maybe he'll face like McIntyre, Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. So McIntyre still needs a WrestleMania opponent. And then maybe it'll be like a number one contender match or something for the World Championship. Who knows? But don't plan on not seeing Christian at WrestleMania. I am thinking we probably won't see a Money in the Bank ladder match. They'll probably save that for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I have no idea who Michael Cole's going to pick as a special referee for his match against the King. Hard telling, and I don't know. Knowing the storyline in Michael Cole's heel ways, I don't know if I want to know. But, there's no way Michael Cole is going to beat Jerry the King Lawler. This match is clearly set up so King has a WrestleMania match for the first time in the last 18 years. And then what better than actually have him win at WrestleMania, even if it looks like the odds are stacked against him. Once again, though, we could possibly be seeing a one-night-only return of JR, as I mentioned before. It'd be nice to see him at the announce table for this, so we have some sort of big names on the announce table other than like Booker T and Matt Stryker, who neither one of them are the greatest announcers ever, so we'll see what happens. Guessing also we'll probably be seeing Rey Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes. They've developed quite a rivalry there. Probably one of the Bella Twins versus Eve, maybe. Keep in mind, Caitlyn, we haven't really heard from her much lately, but she's entitled to a Divas Championship match. Could that be at WrestleMania? I don't know. But speaking of NXT, Johnny Curtis just won this last night on NXT. Him and R-Truth now are promised a tag team title match. What better than to have him at WrestleMania against, of course, Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater at the core. Maybe we'll see Mark Henry versus Sheamus. I don't know. Got to find a way to put Evan Bourne in the card. We'll see how they put him in there. Maybe he'll face Sheamus as he beat Sheamus in record timing this last Monday. And then the Big Show and Ezekiel Jackson still have this rivalry going on. Maybe they'll have the two of them in a match at WrestleMania, or Big Show versus Wade Barrett even. Who knows? But expect Big Show to have something to do with the core come WrestleMania. So still great potentials for the WrestleMania card. Raw's been great lately. SmackDown's been great lately. Vicky Guerrero was fired last Friday. That's another news statement. This Friday, it's a contract signing between Edge and Del Rio, as mentioned before, and The Undertaker's return to SmackDown. And that wraps it up for WWE. TNA's got their big show tomorrow night, as it will be the return of Hulk Hogan's main thing, not in the Impact Zone, but they're also making a spoof off of the 2/21/11 return of The Undertaker. So Sting, hopefully, I'm guessing it's got to be Sting, will be making his return to TNA. Otherwise, it's a big show, but kind of mediocre things happening. Hernandez versus Matt Morgan. Velvet Sky's putting her career on the line against Sarita. Should be a decent show, though, nonetheless. We'll see what the final verdict is between Dixie Carter and Hulk Hogan. them to compete with WWE, though, this time of year. So as great of a show as they may have, good luck, TNA. But like I said before, now is the time to really be watching wrestling as a fan. And if you can't really catch the shows, you know you can get the latest scoop here. Once again, thanks for tuning in. I'm John. Have a good one.